What is up, everybody? My name is Big Boy Snack Shine TV, aka what kind of snacks you want, because I got plenty to go around. This is my WWE Smackdown review on high. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please full watch the video from all the way from the beginning, all the way towards the end. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for my wrestling content that I do on the channel, where I give you guys the full breakdown of my review and not the half of my review. Follow my social media down below in the description, and go check out my AEW Dynamite review on highlights. And let's get started. Now WWE Smackdown, I might as well say it was just a solid show for what it was, and I give it a solid 5 out of 10. But in my own personal opinion, I am not excited for Night of Champions, and that's all I gotta say because I already know who's gonna win tomorrow. Cody Rhodes gonna win King of the Ring, and Jay Cargill's gonna win Queen of the Ring. That's all I gotta say. WWE SmackDown was live from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Kingdom Arena. Commentary tonight with Michael Cole and Ray Barrett. Then, now, forever together. The WWE video leads us into the show, and I am so sick and tired of I am so sick and tired of they showing superstars entering the building every week from Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. I'm so sick and tired of that. Don't nobody want to see that every week. All right, let me continue. I just had to put that out there. We go into the Kingdom Arena to see a big Protect display. Pre-show arrivals. WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton is shown arriving. Nia Jax is also in the building. Nia Jax gets loud boos. They will battle in a last women's standing match. WWE Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits, are shown entering the building. Women's United States Champion Selena Vega in Saudi Arabia. Giulia, her opponent, is also shown walking in. Jade Cargill is here, so is Asuka. They'll battle tomorrow in the finals of the Queen of the Ring tournament. Like I already predicted, Jade Cargill is going to become Queen. Jade Cargill is going to become 2025 Queen of the Ring because Jade Cargill is going to run through the entire tournament. All right, let me keep going. Wrestling has more than one world family. The American Nightmare Cody Rhodes makes his way to the ring to a huge ovation. The crowd loudly sings his theme song, and what an atmosphere that past Monday on Raw. Cody Rhodes defeated Jey Uso to advances to the finals of the King of the Ring tournament, which is Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, and Randy Orton does not need King of the Ring. But WWE is going to give it to Cody Rhodes. All right, let me continue. Cody Rhodes gets in the ring, but before he can say anything, Randy Orton music hits, as they did with Cody Rhodes. The crowd loudly sings Randy Orton's song. Last Friday on SmackDown, Randy Orton defeated Sami Zayn to advance to the finals of the King of the Ring tournament, which is last week should have been Sami Zayn instead of Randy Orton. But anyway, they gave it to Randy Orton. Let me continue. Randy Orton gets in the ring and looks at the King of the Ring crown, which is on the podium in the center of the ring. His opponent cautiously stands across the ring from him. This crowd is absolutely incredible as they keep singing his song long after the production crew shuts it off. Randy Orton has a question for the crowd before he addresses Cody Rhodes. He asks the crowd if they watched Monday Night Raw and saw Cody Rhodes beat Jey Uso. Randy Orton says it was a what of a match and should be in the running for the match of the year in the Slammies. The Fed cuts out. Right as the Cody Rhodes / Randy Orton segment was getting started, the Fed cuts out and uh, has been out about 20 minutes, which is that was terrible, by the way. To our international audience watching SmackDown on Netflix, we apologize for any technical difficulties and should be back up and running shortly. That was terrible. After 30 minutes, the Fed comes back on. Michael Cole and Wade Barrett welcomes us back. Michael Cole and Wade Barrett look separated. Um, Michael Cole apologizes for the issues and then apologizes that Wade Barrett is the first face we have to see after half an hour of being cut off. Backstage segment. Solo Sikoa is backstage with Jason Mateo. Solo Sikoa tells Jason Mateo to take care of Jimmy Uso tonight. Tomorrow he'll take care of Jacob Fatu, which is Jacob Fatu is going to retain the United States Championship at Night of Champions tomorrow. There is no way that Solo Sikoa is not going to win. That's all I'm gonna say. And Jacob Fatu is going to outshine Solo Sikoa, and that's nothing but facts. That's just my opinion. I'm going to stand on it. Alright, so we get the first match. Jimmy Uso versus JC Mateo, accompanied by Solo Sikoa. And this was a decent match. The bell rings and JC Mateo quickly powers Jimmy Uso into the corner before delivering some shoulder thrusts. The referee backs Jason Mateo up. Jason Mateo backs to Jimmy Uso and starts to punch him down in the corner. Charles Robinson backs Jason Mateo up again. Jimmy Uso uppercuts and chops Jason Mateo before bouncing him in a corner. Jason Mateo reverses a whip and a clothesline him down. Jason Mateo sends him into the ropes, but Jimmy Uso knocks him back and sends him out of the ring. Jason Mateo gets on the apron, but Jimmy Uso knocks him down with an insecurity. Jimmy Uso sets up for a dive, but Solo Sikoa stands in his way. Solo Sikoa should have been banned from ringside. Why didn't Charles Robinson ban Solo Sikoa from ringside? I don't know. It is what it is. So we go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, Jimmy Uso boosts Jason Mateo back and goes for a crossbody block. Jason Mateo catches him and slams him down. Jason Mateo drops a forearm before connecting with a standing moonsault for a 2 count. Jason Mateo applies a ground bear hug. Jimmy Uso fights up and elbows out before going to the top rope for a corkscrew senton. Jimmy Uso gets to his feet and lays in some punches and kicks to JC Mateo. Jimmy Uso ducks a clothesline and goes for a Samoan drop, but he can't keep Jason Mateo up. Jason Mateo blocks a kick, but Jimmy Uso answers back with a insecurity. Jimmy Uso connects with a running hip attack. Jason Mateo holds his jaw and stumbles around before Jimmy Uso super kicks him out of the ring. Solo Sikoa is not happy. Jimmy Uso connects with a suicide dive on Jason Mateo before putting him in the ring. As the referee Charles Robinson checks on Jason Mateo, Solo Sikoa pulls Jimmy Uso's foot. Jimmy Uso goes for the top rope, goes to the top rope and jumps over Jason Mateo. Jason Mateo catches Jimmy Uso charging and hits the tower of the island for the win. The winner by pinfall, Jason Mateo. This was a decent match, but Solo Sikoa should have been banned from ringside. Solo Sikoa gets in the ring and asks Jimmy Uso if he ready to come back to the family. Solo Sikoa extends his arm for a hug as the crowd chants no. Jimmy Uso slaps Solo Sikoa in the face and Jason Mateo attacks Jimmy Uso from behind and clubs away at him. A furious Solo Sikoa sets up for a Samoan spike, but the United States champion Jacob Fatu runs down for the save. Jacob Fatu punches Jason Mateo before hitting him with a pop-up Samoan drop. Jacob Fatu looks towards Solo Sikoa, but Solo Sikoa quickly bails out of the ring. Jacob Fatu then hits Jason Mateo with a double jump moonsault. Jacob Fatu and Jimmy Uso then lock eyes. Jimmy Uso pushes Jacob Fatu out of the way and super kicks Solo Sikoa out of the ring. Jacob Fatu and Jimmy Uso stands tall in the ring. Just a match with Jason Mateo and Jimmy Uso. This Solo Sikoa drama isn't doing it for me, which is I agree with that. Solo Sikoa has had quite the fall from grace. Went from leading a new bloodline to just being this leftover of a once great storyline because when the bell rings, it isn't there for him. Hashtag Smackdown. So we get backstage segment. DIY is discussing the future of the division with the rest of the tag teams. If the Riot Six become champions, it's over. The rest of the tag team are skeptical of them. SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis asks what's going on. Johnny Gargano cannot believe that Nick Aldis gave the Riot Six a title shot. Tommaso Ciampa asks what's he's going to do. Andrade is called over. Nick Aldis tells Andrade to find a tag partner and face DIY. DIY is furious. The tag team division on the main roster is horrible. They need to do better. And WWE is continuing to do the Street Profits dirty. So you mean to tell me that the Street Profits does not have a title match at Night of Champions? At Night of Champions, every champion is supposed to be defended, but you don't have the Street Profits on the card. You don't have the Street Profits on the card for Night of Champions. I do not understand that. But anyway, let me continue. Video package. Giulia says she's been calling Selena Vega since she became champion. Selena Vega always talks about all the hard work she put in, but Giulia doesn't have to do that since her hard work is evidence. The championship means a lot to Selena Vega, not to Giulia. It's just a stepping stone. Selena Vega thinks the title belongs to her. Giulia will prove it. Will prove it doesn't. And I already seen a clip of Giulia becoming the new Women's United States Champion. I seen the clip. It's all over social media. But anyway, it is what it is. So we get a video package. Selena Vega says there were. I'm sorry. So we get a video package. Selena Vega says that where she comes from, if you had a problem, you took it to the streets. Sidewalks were made for people like Giulia because she couldn't handle it. Giulia will have to try to pry that title from her to pry the title from her dead hands. Women's United States Championship, Selena Vega heads to the ring. So we go to commercial break. So we get the next match, the Women's United States Championship match. Selena Vega versus Manus Giulia. Now this match right here, I ain't even gonna lie. This match was okay for what it was, but I did not know that WWE was going to make Selena Vega drop the title to Giulia. But like I said, I love Selena Vega. Selena Vega has worked her butt off, but I did not expect that Selena Vega dropped the Women's United States Championship to Giulia. So it is what it is. So congratulations to Giulia, well deserved. But I'm still a fan of Giulia and Selena Vega at the same time. But anyway, this match was a solid match for what it was. All right, the bell rings and they quickly start doing roll ups. They take each other out with stereo kicks. Giulia pops up first and takes it to Selena Vega. Giulia heads to the top rope, but Selena Vega knocks her to the floor. Selena Vega heads to the second turnbuckle and connects with a moonsault block to the floor. Selena Vega appears to have injured her knee. So we go to commercial break. Back from the break, Giulia is taking it to Selena Vega and hits a curb stomp for a near fall. Selena Vega rolls out of the ring to recover. Giulia goes after her, but Selena Vega hits an arm drag into the steps. Selena Vega then hits Giulia with a running meteor against the steps. Selena Vega and Giulia return to the ring. Selena Vega hits a pair of clotheslines before attempting a dragon screw, but Giulia elbows her. Selena Vega is able to fight back with a knee to the jaw. Selena Vega hits a double knees to the back, followed by a meteor for a 2 count. Selena Vega heads to the top rope, but Giulia cuts her off. Giulia hits a scary double underhook superplex. Selena Vega slides off and slams and hits Corette 1-2. Giulia gets to her feet on the bottom rope. Alright, Selena Vega heads to the top rope, but Giulia avoids the moonsault. Giulia connects with the running knee. Giulia knees her in the face a second time before connecting with the Northern Lights bomb for the win. The winner by pinfall and your new Women's United States Champion, Giulia. Now, this match right here, this was a solid match for what it was. But in my honest opinion, I did not know that WWE made Selena Vega drop the Women's United States Champion to Giulia so soon. So I think Selena is going to request a rematch against Giulia. So, like I said, congratulations to Mantis Giulia, well deserved. I love Selena Vega just like I love Giulia, man. But I did not know that WWE made Selena Vega drop the Women's United States Champion to Giulia. But it is what it is. But this match should have been that Night of Champions. But it is what it is. But congratulations to Giulia, well deserved. Giulia celebrates with the Women's United States Championship as the protagonist goes off. Now this is Giulia's first title match since she came to the main roster. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Great to see Giulia pick up a singles title on the main roster. She's going to be something special. Selena Vega was a supremely weak champion. She's not great in the ring at all and held the title a little too long. In my honest opinion, Selena Vega is good inside and outside the ring, just like Giulia is very talented from inside and outside the ring. So it is what it is, man. I know that Selena Vega fans must be upset when Selena Vega drops the title to Giulia. But it is what it is. Selena Vega's always gonna get her a rematch. It is what it is. Michael Cole announces that next week SmackDown will return to its 2-hour format. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. That's a huge W by WWE that SmackDown's gonna go right back to 2 hours instead of 3 hours. Thank God. That's all I gotta say. Replay last week on SmackDown, Charlotte Flair defeated Chelsea Green submission before being attacked by Piper Niven. Alexa Bliss made the save, but Charlotte Flair blew her off. Now I can already tell that Charlotte Flair and Asuka are going to take the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions off of Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. I can definitely see that. But anyway, let me continue. Wade Barrett will interview Jericho Gill and Asuka next. Commercial break. Video package. Wade Barrett became the King of the Ring 2015. Asuka and Jericho Gill meet in the ring. And this segment right here, it was just a decent segment for what it was. But Saudi Arabia was booing Jericho Gill. But keep that same energy when Jericho Gill wins the Queen of the Ring and wins and beats Asuka and becomes your 2025 Queen of the Ring. Keep that same energy. The crowd was booing Jade Cargill. And that's all I gotta say. I already know that Asuka's not gonna win tomorrow. I already know. Anyway, this was a decent segment for the was. Wade Barrett's in the ring and says the two women about to come to the ring will be battling for the Queen of the Ring crown tomorrow, as well as an opportunity to face their brand women's champion. So Jade Cargill is going to face Tiffany Stratton at SummerSlam. The way that Jade Cargill is going to win, and then Naomi's are going to cash in on Jade Cargill. But somehow, for a prime example, Bianca Belair shows up. It's going to cost Naomi the title. So Bianca Belair and Naomi's going to start a feud against each other. I can see WWE heading down that path. But anyway, let me continue. Out First out is Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill heads to the ring and takes a microphone. Out next is Jade Cargill's opponent, the Queen of the Ring Finals, the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. Asuka makes her entrance. Wade Barrett asks Jade Cargill what makes her so confident that she's going to beat Asuka tomorrow in the Queen of the Ring Finals at Night of Champions. Jade Cargill says, when people see Asuka, they get nervous. Jade Cargill sees an opportunity to show everyone why she came here. Jade Cargill says she has proposed. This is not pressure. It's purpose. At SummerSlam, she doesn't plan on taking the title. She planned on taking the whole you know what throne. Asuka says Jade Cargill is strong but powerful. Isn't everything? Isn't everything? Asuka has skill and experience. Asuka asks Jade Cargill if she knows who she is. She is Asuka. Asuka then yells at her in Japanese before saying no one is ready for her. Jade Cargill says she'll regret it. Miss Money in the Bank, Naomi cuts them off. Naomi says this briefcase means they can fight over the crown, but she holds all the power. Naomi says she can do whatever she wants. Maybe she'll cash in on Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax when they destroy each other in the last woman standing match. The crowd chant, shut the you know what up. Naomi says Jericho Gill hates that no matter what she does, Naomi holds the power and takes it all away, just like the tag team titles in months of Jade Cargill's career. It brings Naomi pure pleasure when she thinks about how sweet it will be to ruin the biggest night of her career. Naomi gets on the apron, so Jade Cargill runs over Asuka and scares Naomi away. Asuka gets up and angrily strikes and kicks Jade Cargill in the ground. Naomi gets on the apron and taunts Jade Cargill. Alright, decent segment with Jade Cargill and Asuka. They kept it short and sweet while reminding you that Naomi is going to be playing a factor in the match no matter what. Alright, so we'll go to General Manager's office. Raw General Manager Adam Pearce and SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis are discussing they need to figure out the situation with the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Aleister Black walks in. Aleister Black starts to talk when R-Truth bursts in. R-Truth says he wants John Cena right now. Adam Pearce tries to calm him down. Nick Aldis says John Cena is here for CM Punk's. R-Truth says he's here for John Cena and walks off. Nick Aldis apologizes to Aleister Black, but Aleister Black puts a finger up to silence him and walks off. All right, let me take a sip of my drink. All right, DIY makes their entrance, so we go to commercial break. Video package. 2 weeks ago at AAA, Los Garza won the AAA Tag Team Championships. So we get a tag team match. DIY, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano versus Andrade and Rey Fenix. This was a good tag team match. Andrade will start against Tommaso Ciampa. They lock hands before Andrade goes for a waistlock. Tommaso Ciampa elbows out, but Andrade responds with a chop. Rey Fenix tags in and kicks Tommaso Ciampa. Andrade follows up with a kick. They knock DIY into the ropes next to each other, one before sandwiching them with kicks. Andrade and Rey Fenix head to the top rope and hit a stereo crossbody block to the floor. So we go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, Johnny Gargano takes Rey Fenix down before tagging in Tommaso Ciampa in. Rey Fenix drives Johnny Gargano over the top rope. Johnny Gargano hits the steps with the shins on the way down. Rey Fenix then takes Tommaso Ciampa down with some fast kicks. Rey Fenix goes for a tag, but a hobbling Johnny Gargano pulls Andrade off the apron. Tommaso Ciampa attacks Rey Fenix for a 2 count. Tommaso Ciampa chops Rey Fenix down and taunts Andrade. The referee holds Andrade back as DIY gets some cheap shots in. They show an advertisement for Jurassic World, but all you hear is the audio, no video, lots of technical issues today. Tommaso Ciampa chops Ray Fenix in the corner and puts him on the top rope. Tommaso Ciampa hits a second chop and mocks the crowd. Tommaso Ciampa sets up for an air ride strand, but Ray Fenix fights out. Ray Fenix then runs to the top rope and kicks Tommaso Ciampa in the face. Andrade and Johnny Gargano tag in. Andrade clotheslines Johnny Gargano before hitting a dragon screw. Andrade then runs over Tommaso Ciampa with a diving forearm. Johnny Gargano clutches his injured knee in the corner. Andrade goes for a running meteor, but Johnny Gargano moves. Andrade counters a slingshot spear and slams him into the mat. Andrade connects with a tornado reverse DDT for a 2 count. The crowd chants "This is awesome," which is I agree with that. Tommaso Ciampa tags in, but Andrade fights DIY off. DIY quickly hits him with a shatter machine for a near fall, so we go to commercial break. Johnny Gargano is still looking lame on the apron with a bad knee. Johnny Gargano knocks Andrade back, but Andrade chops him down. Andrade sets up for a superplex, but Johnny Gargano blocks it. Johnny Gargano goes for a sunset flip powerbomb, but Andrade flips through it and lands on his feet. Andrade hits a running meteor before going to the top rope for his double jump moonsault, but Andrade sticks the landing on Johnny Gargano the first time. Ouch. Rough night for Johnny Gargano. 1-2. Johnny Gargano kicks out as Tommaso Ciampa was late on breaking up the pin. Tommaso Ciampa goes to and sends Rey Fenix out of the ring, but Rey Fenix rebounds and kicks him out of the ring. Rey Fenix then hits a beautiful somersault senton on Ciampa. Johnny Gargano and Andrade exchange punches in the center of the ring. Rey Fenix blonde tags it, black flip over Johnny Gargano and hits a British German suplex for a near fall. The crowd is into this match. Rey Fenix puts Johnny Gargano on the top rope and puts him in a position for a muscle buster. Andrade heads to the top rope for a double team move, but Tommaso Ciampa kicks Andrade to the floor. Johnny Gargano counters the muscle buster into a roll up for a 2 count. Johnny Gargano connects with a poison rhino on Rey Fenix. Tommaso Ciampa hits a fairy tale ending on Rey Fenix, and Johnny Gargano hits a well placed super kick for a good measure. For a near fall, Tommaso Ciampa quickly follows up with the project Ciampa 1-2. Andrade breaks up the pin. Andrade quickly takes Johnny Gargano out by faking a big boot and hitting a rebound back elbow. Tommaso Ciampa quickly big boots Andrade down and pulls down his knee pass. Ray Phoenix avoids the running knee from Tommaso Ciampa and kicks him in the head. Andrade tags in. Ray Phoenix connects with the black fire driver, and Andrade quickly follows up with the message for the win. The winner by the winner by this match, the winner by the match by pinfall, Andrade and Ray Phoenix. This was a good tag team match for what it was. Alright, a really strong tag team with Andrade and Ray Phoenix going over DIY. Johnny Gargano got really beat up in this one with a couple of rough moments. Either he was selling really well, or Tommaso Ciampa, who has a history of neck issues, was also hurt at the end of their match. Tough night, but great. Alright, let's move on. Coming up next, we'll take a look at the history of John Cena versus CM Punk. So we go to commercial break. Video package. John Cena appearance on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert this past Tuesday. Video package. John Cena versus CM Punk for the undisputed WWE Championship by Night of Champions, which is John Cena is going to retain, and that's all I gotta say. R-Truth gets in the ring to a big ovation. He greets the crowd and asks them, "What's up?" Here he is, Ron Killings. He's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. R-Truth calls out John Cena. Aleister Black appears behind him and crushes him with black mass. Aleister Black says in a weird way, "They're even." Aleister Black walks off. So we get a backstage interview. Byron Saxton catches up with the WWE Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits. They ask about the why it says Montez Ford has been 4 years since they had Tag Team Gold. Any tag team is out of their minds. If they could, if they think they're taking the titles from them anytime soon. Angelo Dawkins says the Y6 are a threat that will eliminate B-Fab. Walks up to them. She says she has their backs. Alright. WWE Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits makes their entrance. So we go to commercial break. Video package. Kevin Owens talks with Kevin Owens on his podcast. So we go to backstage segment. Aleister Black is previously this is Penn slowly walking backstage. He stops in front of Damian Priest. Damian Priest says Aleister Black must be feeling really tough. Aleister Black says if he's truly a friend of R-Truth, he'll tell him to stay away. Aleister Black considers the debt repaid. Damian Priest tells him to approach him face to face next time. The payment will be different. Damian Priest stands in his way before letting him go. Carmelo Hayes says Carmelo Hayes approaches Damian Priest and tells him to let R-Truth handle his business. Damian Priest warns Carmelo Hayes to walk away. Carmelo Hayes says the truth hurts. Alright, let's move on. So we get a WWE Tag Team Championship match. The Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford versus Y6, Joe Gacy, and Dexter Lumis, accompanied by Eric Rowan and Nikki Cross and Uncle Howdy. Now, this tag team match right here, this was no contest. This should have been a lumberjack match for the WWE tag team, for the tag team champions. This match right here should have been a lumberjack match. But anyway, let me continue. Dexter Lumis cross towards Montez Ford, who looks a little freaked out. Montez Ford then gets down to his level before punching him. Dexter Lumis knees him in the midsection and clubs him down. Montez Ford reverse a whip, drops down and leapfrogs him before hitting a dropkick. Joe Gacy tags in and punches Montez Ford back. Dexter Lumis connects with a spine buster on Montez Ford. Joe Gacy hits a senton splash, but Angelo Dawkins pulls him off. Lost guards of the Motor City Machine Guns and Fraxium come to ringside. DIY is also there. Joe Gacy ducks a clothesline for from Montez Ford and hits a handspring clothesline. So we go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, Montez Ford flips through and suplex from Dexter Lumis. Dexter Lumis quickly hits a pop up uppercut. They take each other out with Stereo running across body blocks. Dawkins and Joe Gacy tag in. Dawkins hits a pair of clotheslines before knocking Dexter Lumis off the apron. Dawkins hits Joe Gacy with a spinning forearm. Joe Gacy quickly responds with a headbutt and tags Dexter Lumis in. Lars Garza pulls Dexter Lumis out of the ring. Dawkins then put, pounces, pun, punch, punches Dexter Lumis in the tag, punches Dexter Lumis into the tag team. DIY pulls Dawkins out of the ring. A brawl breaks out, and the match is thrown out. So we go no contest. This match right here should have been a lumberjack match for the WWE Tag Team Champions, and that's all I gotta say. Eric Rowan gets in the ring and starts to take everyone out. Fraxium and the Motor City Machine Guns finally knock Eric Rowan out of the ring. Nathan Frazier hits Eric Rowan with a suicide dive, but he catches him. Uncle Howdy gets in the ring and hits accident with his sister Abigail. The Street Profits knock Uncle Howdy out of the ring. Dawkins hits some of the tag team with a somersault senton. Ford then flips over the ring post and takes the rest of them out. The Street Profits stands tall in the ring. So you mean to tell me they don't have a tag team title shot at Night of Champions? WWE, y'all doing the Street Profits dirty. That's all I gotta say. Let me take a sip of my water. Alright. Awful tag title match with the equally bad finish, which is I agree with that. And that tag team match, it was a good tag team match in my opinion, but the ending was just awful. That's all I gotta say. Good tag team match, good tag team match, awful ending. That's all I gotta say. Replay earlier tonight, Jason Mateo defeated Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso then refused to rejoin Solo Sikoa. Jacob Fatu made the save. Parking lot segment. United States Champion Jacob Fatu is walking out when Jimmy Uso confronts him. Jimmy Uso says he has respect for what Jacob Fatu is doing. Jacob Fatu says they'll be all right, and if he fits in where he fits in. Nia Jax makes her entrance. She battled Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship in a last women's standing match, which is Tiffany Stratton already retained the WWE Women's Championship. And I did call this last week that Naomi teased a cash in next week. Look what happened. So we go to commercial break. So we get the next match, WWE Women's Championship last women's standing match, Nia Jax versus Tiffany Stratton. And this right here, I ain't even gonna lie, this was a good women's last man standing match. This was a good match. Before the bell rings, Nia Jax blindsides Tiffany Stratton. The bell rings as Nia Jax sends Tiffany Stratton's shoulder into the ring post. Nia Jax rips the top turnbuckle pad off. Tiffany Stratton quickly gets Nia Jax outside the ring and baseball slides her. They brawl at ringside before Nia Jax headbutts her down. Nia Jax goes to grab the steel steps, but Tiffany Stratton cuts her off. Tiffany Stratton goes to the apron and jumps, but Nia Jax drives her steps into her. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tiffany Stratton gets up. Nia Jax clubs away at Tiffany Stratton before clearing the commentary table. Tiffany Stratton attacks her, but Nia Jax gets her in a Samoan drop onto the commentary table. The table doesn't break. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tiffany Stratton gets up, so Nia Jax clubs her back down. So we go to commercial break. Back from the break, Tiffany Stratton hits Nia Jax with a cross body block. Tiffany Stratton connects with a swanton bomb. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nia Jax gets up. Tiffany Stratton kicks her in the face and hits a basement drop kick. There's a table and two chairs in the ring. Tiffany Stratton goes to the second row, but Nia Jax gets her in the electric chair and drops her face first onto the exposed turnbuckles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tiffany Stratton pulls her up. Nia Jax avalanches her and sends her out of the ring. Nia Jax follows her out of the ring and draws her into the ring steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tiffany Stratton crawls towards the barricade. 8. Tiffany Stratton pulls herself up. Nia Jax drives her into the barricade and pulls her on a table set up at ringside. Nia Jax goes to the apron and salutes the crowd before splashing Tiffany Stratton through the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tiffany Stratton starts to roll 9. Tiffany Stratton barely pulls herself up on the barricade. Nia Jax is stunned. Nia Jax goes to the ring and pulls two tables out. Meanwhile, the referee is counting Tiffany Stratton down, and the referee and not the referee and gets to 8 before she gets up. So we go to commercial break. Back from the break, Nia Jax is crushing Tiffany Stratton with a steel chair. Nia Jax pulls her to the corner and hits an annihilator. Nia Jax grabs a chair and puts it on Tiffany Stratton's chest before hitting an annihilator again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tiffany Stratton is stringing. Tiffany Stratton is stirring. Was standing 7, 8, 9. Tiffany Stratton used the ropes to pull herself up. Nia Jax cracks her in the ribs before a candlestick before getting a table near the corner. Nia Jax puts Tiffany Stratton on her shoulders and starts to climb the ropes. Tiffany Stratton of slides off and powerbombs Nia Jax off the second rope. Tough. The second row through the table. Both women are down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nia Jax starts to roll. 7, 8, 9. Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax both beat the clock. Naomi music hits. Miss Money in the Bank runs down with a briefcase and goes to hand it to Dan Angler. But Tiffany Stratton cuts her off. Tiffany Stratton hits Nia Jax with the Money in the Bank briefcase and hits Nia Jax with a bulldog onto Naomi. Tiffany Stratton then sandwiches them with the prettiest moonsault ever. Tiffany Stratton lands on Nia Jax's knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nia Jax gets up. Nia Jax elbows Tiffany Stratton away. The two tables from earlier are set up side by side. Nia Jax goes to the apron and goes to suplex her out of the ring and through the two tables. Tiffany Stratton slides off and attacks her. Tiffany Stratton then cracks her with a briefcase, knocking Nia Jax off the apron through the two tables. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, the winner and still your WWE Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton. This was a good match. Decent last woman standing match with Tiffany Stratton going over Nia Jax. Nia Jax took a kind of cheesy bump through the tables at ringside. So the finish was a little weak. This is probably the blow up to this feud. Hashtag Smackdown. Alright. This this Monday Raw will start at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Friday SmackDown will return to its 2 hours format. Thank goodness. That's all I gotta say. That SmackDown's gonna run back to 2 hours instead of 3 hours. Yes. That's all I gotta say. Commercial break. So we get the final segment of the evening. John Cena and CM Punk comes face to face before Night of Champions. And this segment was this was a definitely good segment. This segment was funny at the same time when CM Punk came out as the World Life song, Thuganomics World Life theme song, and CM Punk dresses like John Cena. That part was funny. The undisputed WWE champion John Cena heads to the ring. The crowd loudly sings that he sucks. John Cena has his obnoxious ring announcement done for him. John Cena holds up the title and tells Radia to get used to it because this is what a winner looks like. He is a winner. CM Punk is a loser because he's been outsmarted, outmaneuvered, and is out of tricks because John Cena is a genius. Not of champions is a formerly CM Punk can do nothing about it. John Cena's old theme song, basic Duggan played. Punk life flashes on the screen. CM Punk comes out in a Chicago Cubs throwback, a big necklace and knuckles that says drug free on them. That part was funny. CM Punk even has on shorts and a hat. John Cena looks surprised and disgusted. CM Punk receives a pretty polarizing, polarizing reaction. Many are still furious about his 2019 tweet to the Miz in which he criticized Saudi Arabia. CM Punk apologized for it earlier today, but many didn't get the memo. Some did, and some did. So a light CM Punk chant is here through the booze. CM Punk says, "Yo, check it. This is basic punkonomics." CM Punk says this clown patronized his pipe bomb, so he's stealing World Life Punk raps to John Cena. John Cena had to rip CM Punk off and steal his best promo to distract from the fact that John Cena moves in slow motion. John Cena is like a Temu Macklemore with less rhythm. John Cena has buried more talent than The Undertaker. That's why he's the champ and lost all his respect, huh? He 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 retired to if this path to this place retired rehire his ex. If John Cena never said his prayers, ate his acronym, ate his vitamins, or fixed his bald spot, that part was funny. He wouldn't be a wrestler. He would be Boston Mall Cop. John Cena gets good movies role, they but then we see Batista act and realize John Cena isn't that. John Cena is like a winter is like a whiner Hulk Hogan and more problematic. That part was funny. The crowd is starting to boo, starting to loudly boo CM Punk. CM Punk is the best in the world. He he's their visual to John Cena. They can't you they can't use you can't wrestle. CM Punk says in 6 months John Cena would be gone. He won't have time for the little people. He'll be busy washing James Gunn underwear. John Cena works for DC, but he'll always be the Marine to CM Punk. That's straight to DVD. Better find a PS3. CM Punk understands. You can't see me. It's a you know what of a catchphrase, but it's done. We all see him, and we looking at a washed up bum. All right, 14 years ago today he dropped the legendary pipe bomb. John Cena tries to make it all about him. John Cena is John Cena is a leech, a pony, a fraud, and you know what, kisser. 17-time world champion, but he's never been in CM Punk's class. CM Punk has one more wish to make. Tonight, tomorrow night, he's going to lose to Kendrick because you know what, you're my Drake. Punk does the you can't see me time before his music starts to play. The crowd always sings CM Punk's theme song. Uh, CM Punk goes to the outside, stands on the barricade, and does the old Thuganomics pose. John Cena coldly watches on. All right, it says, well, that's definitely one way to rehabilitate CM Punk's image in Saudi Arabia. The CM Punk segment was something else. That wanted to kind they wanted to kind of hate him when he comes out, but it was so good. He had everyone in his on his side by the end. Great call, great booking. In my opinion, John Cena is gonna retain the undisputed WWE Championship at Night of Champions, and that's all I gotta say. But what if CM Punk beats John Cena? But I already know that's not gonna happen. The only person that's going to beat John Cena is Ron Killings, and that's all I gotta say. What if Ron Killings beat John Cena and shock the entire world? That'd be something. That'd be a moment. Overall, if you were watching the international feed, this was a unique SmackDown. It came to go grinding hard for 30 minutes, right? At the beginning of the show, they still got all their stuff, and according to the league on down. I guess you have to watch the USA Network feed to see Randy Orton / Cody Rhodes segment. It was retaped once again, came to an end in a unique show with a lot of good and some right and some not good and some not so good. And WWE Smackdown goes off the air. All right, let me get my opinion what I think about WWE Smackdown. All right, now WWE Smackdown was a solid show for what it was, and I give it a solid 5 out of 10. All right, if you guys enjoy my WWE Smackdown review on highlights, make sure you guys please watch the video from all the way from the beginning all the way towards the end. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more rest of content that I do on my channel, where I give you guys the full breakdown of my review and not the half of my review. Alright, follow my social media down below in the description, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for my WWE Night of Champions review and highlights, even though I'm not excited for the show, because I already know that Jerry Cargill is going to become your 2025 Queen of the Ring, and Cody Rhodes is going to become the 2025 King of the Ring, because Randy Orton is not going to win, Cody Rhodes is. And Cody Rhodes is going to get his rematch it's going to challenge John Cena at SummerSlam for the WWE Undisputed Championship, which is John Cena is going to drop the title back to Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam, and I can definitely see that. All right, this your boy B Boy Snatch on TV. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept you crew, kept you kings, kept you club. Too sweet. I'm out of here, gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet, gang. And thank you guys so much for coming out to my live stream on Twitch. Yesterday, we got some new followers. Shouts to Winter Blossom and shouts to everybody that came to my live stream yesterday when I played with some retro gaming here, which is Capcom Fighting Collection 2. Thank you guys so much for coming out to my Thursday's live stream yesterday. It was lit. Everybody was vibing. Everybody was chatting. And that's all I gotta say. But I'm here to get affiliate, man. And that's all I gotta say. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. If you guys continue to come to my stream on Twitch, we can get there. But I need a lot of people to join my Discord. So I need a lot of people to join my Discord, by the way, too. And I need a lot of people to come to my live stream on Twitch. And that's all I gotta say from here. Because I'm trying to build a strong community. That's all I gotta say. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang.